Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So this YouTube I make today probably is one of the most important Wing Chun videos or YouTube or record in this era. The goal of this YouTube is to clarify what Wing Chun is, what Chinese Kung Fu is, so that those who really want to uh, study and practice Chinese Kung Fu or Wing Chun be able to continue on a proper directions. So this is a time, 2025, 50 years after Bruce Lee passed away. And it is a time that this YouTube has to exist in the world for those Wing Chuners who really want to study and learn what is the reality and the authentic Wing Chun or the authentic Chinese Kung Fu. So I decide to do this today. Of course, I know that uh, in the world today, it is like different people living in their different world. So I'm making this YouTube only for those who is serious, not only for Wing Chuners. In fact, for the MMA player, for our friends from different martial art style, so that people know what is going on with Chinese Kung Fu. So I decide to make this YouTube today to clarify the thing once for all for you all. It's because after I make this YouTube 2 days ago, many Wing Chunner friends have talked to me, chat with me. And what I found out is it is really sad that even though in my channels and my book, I keep talking about momentum, most have no idea what is momentum. So I keep sharing here in the book, writing very carefully, but people keeping thinking their way, their Sifu way, their lineage way. And so they don't understand what is momentum, what is Chinese Kung Fu. And then some even brought out the term uh, test under pressure, asking me, Hendrik, can what you say test under pressure? Or we have this forward pressure. So today, I like you all to see clearly what is those test under pressure stuff and the forward pressure stuff in comparison with the reality, in comparison with the authentic Wing Chun. Okay? So there is no room for ambiguity now. Why? If this is a war, you are sending your army to get killed because of talking senseless stuff, living in fantasy. And it seems that everybody have their idea, go to China doing research. This Sifu say what, and then they have their own idea, but they have no idea what is Chinese Kung Fu. They have no idea what is Wing Chun. So everybody is grandmaster. Grandmaster for what? So this YouTube, one need to really carefully know what I'm talking about here. It doesn't matter if this YouTube take 2 hours. You cannot get this informations here in this YouTube. Even you pay $10,000 today, $10,000 US, I say. Okay? So this is how serious is it? It is about Wing Chun and Wing Chuners. So, like Wing Chunner friends talk about this forward pressure testing, all this thing. We're going to look into that. Okay, is that making sense or it is doesn't make sense? Now, I want to start with this. Like I start in Asia. So this is Xi Xiaodong, 2019, after he defeated those Wing Chuners who he fought and the Tai Chi people who he fought in China. People asked him to to critics on Wing Chun or his view on Wing Chun. So this is what he said. You won't be able to hear what he said, but you can see what he do. I explain for you. You can watch this YouTube. So he said that Wing Chun is a straight line and it punching like that. Okay? That is for demonstrations. It's not for real. This is for real. So he said Western boxing and so forth is KOU. Okay, just look at him. He is critics on Wing Chun today. Okay, this demonstration, and this is a really you want to KO. And then he said Wing Chun is for demo. Wing Chun only can beat the normal people who have not trained in martial art. Okay, so this is Xiaodong. This stick in the history, you like it or not. Up to now, today is 2025. Nobody responds to it. That's why in the Chinese YouTube I make, and today I respond to it. Okay, you need to look into what people talk about. So again, he said this demonstration, this is for real. The bottom line of fighting is to KO people. Okay? Now, let's start something in the Chinese history, Chinese Kung Fu. The problem come is on May the 4th, 1919. Chinese has switched to modern Chinese language and Larry used the ancient Chinese language. Majority of Kung Fu practitioners today do not able to understand the meaning of the Ming Dynasty uh, military document, which were written in the ancient Chinese language. Even worse, when part of the document get to the West, it is mistranslated to cause further distortion. This is a major reason of many magical kung fu style has been created out of thin air in the past 100 years. This is problem. So today, when we look at Chinese kung fu, you can see most of the Chinese kung fu is magical. And after this YouTube, you will know exactly it is trouble. The attitude, the mentality of the Chinese, the real Chinese, not the Chinese after 1850s, after the like the era, the Wing Chun ancestor lost the uprising. Until today, Chinese are not thinking like Chinese. They change, including this thing, the changing of the switching the language. For example, in today's Chinese martial art, like in Wing Chun, you're keeping talking about Ji Sim, Mui, and then for the Tai Chi guy talking about the Dao San San Feng. Well, the real Chinese don't do that. This is the creations in the past 100 years or 130 years. So, why is this happen? Because in the mid 1800, there's an opium war in China. So, due to corruption and many, many issues in China, the Chinese lost the opium war. Read the history. After the opium war lost, the Chinese there have slowly evolved to believe in the Western civilizations and give up on their own culture. Okay? And thus, some part of people start to making up mysterious stuff. So they praise, they put it up there in the pedestal like God. Oh, the Tai Chi stuff never changed. This is the thing. This is the king of Wing Chun. They made up story out of the blue. The real Chinese thinking is this. This is from General Qi Ji Guang of Ming Dynasty, which is considered as the father of the Chinese martial art. So, in his writing, he said, Ji Xiao refer to evident-based and effective. No mysterious taiji, okay, mysterious Tan Bong Fu can solve every problem. It's evidence-based and effective. Shinsu refer to a book that keep pace with the times, meaning thing has to be evolving with times. Different era, thing has to be evolved and expanding. It is based on traditional method and it is not restricted by traditional method. So, General Qi Ji Guang fighting the Japanese pirates, which is supported by the Japanese warrior at that time. Or Japanese, they have the lords or so forth. And at that time, Qi Ji Guang even have to go study the Japanese samurai sword just to defeat them. And Qi Ji Guang's militaries, the sword, is actually an evolutions of Chinese sword based on the katana, the samurai sword. So there are no such thing as Tampong folk for everything. And the king of Wing Chun forever, or the Taoist Taiji nonsense. Okay? So it is this, the truth. We all must remember that nothing stays still in the history. And you never go romancing the past like what today do. In the movie, you always keeping making Yip Man movie. Is it a Yip Man like that? No. You keeping making the Southern temple, Wing Chun from Southern Shaolin Temple. Is there any temple like that who create Shaolin Wing Chun? No. Jisim, Mui, those are just character in the a Chinese fiction which exists in late 1800. People using that. So today you talk about Wing Chun is from Jisim on or people said, Wing Chun is from Wang Chun and it's from Jisim and live in the red book. All junk. You want to get serious? It's all made up. So this is a reality here because this martial art is fighting arts. If you don't know the real fighting art, you're putting yourself in the danger. Now, the Chinese culture, the Chinese tribe, the Chinese race are people of making of use of momentum. So, 1,000 years ago, the Chinese, the ancient Chinese has been describing momentum handling in their military classic. Within the Sun Tzu, the art of war, the ancient Chinese military classic, it describes momentum and always handling momentum and ways of handling momentum. Sun Tzu described momentum as the following. The torrents capable of drift on is due to momentum phenomena. A person who knows how to make use of momentum lead his army the same way as he roll logs or rocks down the hill. Momentum. So the Chinese is the race, the type of in the Chinese culture, how to make use of momentum, how to create momentum, how to adapt to momentum. That's why Chinese for past thousands of years is still here today. The key, the soul, is to handle momentum or the trend of the change. If you look at it in the I Ching way, momentum is rolling down. You know how things have the trend. So that's what the wisdom of Chinese, not about Tao. Then what is Tao? Nobody know what the heck is Tao. Oh, my teacher say this. My grandmaster say this. The Taoist say this. The monks say this. That's called bullshit. The Chinese don't buy into those bullshit. If the Chinese buy into that, Chinese will be gone already, wiped out thousands of years ago. Okay. So momentum. Momentum is a common term used in martial art in sport, and momentum is can be defined as mass in motion. Momentum depend on mass and velocity. So when the momentum, the trend of the rock uh, lowering downhill and everything is exactly as what the Newtonian physics talk about momentum. Mass multiplied by velocity. There's the bottom line. There's the bottom unit for that. Okay? So momentum. And of course, you talk about momentum, you have to talk about momentum transfer. It's the exchange of momentum between interact object where one object impact momentum to another, resulting in change in momentum both object. And this process is direct applications of Newton's third law of motions. It is all calculated. Okay. So if you cannot see this, what is momentum? It's like this rock. It say that lowering rocks down the hill. So in Chinese military or in martial art, when you're facing somebody attacking you, you don't want to see this punch, that punch. I use this tan sao, this to block that block. No, you don't want to see that. You want to see the momentum behind that attack. That momentum behind the attack is the name of the game. It's not, I punch you this way, I do tan sao this way. Forget about it. Those are watching too much movie. Now, If you don't know about that, okay, momentum come down. It's not about watching these rocks. It's not about, oh, I can using this tan sao or whatever to block this rocks. Or I standing in my EG Ma. I have my mind power and I can stop this rock. It's not that. Do you know what is momentum? Can you stop that? Can you stand there with your EG Ma, with your mind power, stopping that rocks coming down? Okay. So people who have no idea on this, up to today, is like flying pigs. Or he charged in with the Western boxing, or he tried to grab me, take me down, okay, double leg takedown, and I'm going to stand in my EG Ma, and all I can stop him this way. I have this hand technique. Those are like what flying pigs. The Chinese is not that idiotic, When I mean that Chinese, I mean that people in the military, like the General Qi Ji Guang. Okay? So this number one thing. Today in the movie is only teaching people to do flying pigs. And how many people you look at those in the Wing Chun class today is the instructor is teaching the student according to what? Movies. The move is like in the from the movies. And then when they cannot explain thing, they'll say, oh, this is from the Buddhists. This is from the Taoists. Same thing. It's flying pigs kung fu. It's better call it flying pigs Wing Chun. And that's why you have Xi Xiaodong say, are you going to do demo or you will do fighting? Wing Chun today is demo. Of course, you don't say everybody, but most is like that. People stand for you because he's fighting them. So Qi Ji Guang in the 1560s, when he trained his military against the Japanese samurai and so forth, have four based on his martial arts or fighting art training. So he said, and the wonderfulness is attack forward with single leg raise and to attack backward with the back leg insert. The fierceness is to attack diagonally and chop, to attack literally with fists, and the speediness to execute joint lock and throw and take down. And the soft is dodge diagonally with footwork, avoiding head-on confrontation. This is not techniques. If you read it carefully, the Qi Ji Guang is talking about there are four different type of momentum here. So this, this with the single leg stuff is, and the wonderful is to attack forward with single leg raise and attack backward and with back leg insert. It is momentum. This is like you can see in the judo for that throw. This is like a spinning kick. It's momentum. This is you drop down, you shoot him. It's momentum. One type of momentum. And then he said that, and the fierceness is to attack diagonally with chop and to attack laterally with fist. Well, this is what it is. The body is like a gyro swinging, turning back and forth to smack. Those people who you guys who have checked on to the Choi Lei Fat, the Hong Sing Choi Lei Fat, it's like that. Continue chopping and gyroing, spinning. So there's the second. The third is And the speediness is to execute joint lock and to throw or take down. This is what it is. Your neck lock, your joint lock, you throw down, your take down. Okay. And then the fourth is the softness. Soft is to dodge diagonally with footwork and avoiding head-on confrontations. That is this. You slips in without confront him and you attack him. It's all momentum. These are four type of basic momentum. Again, you don't look at this posture. You look at how the momentum is generated. And later I want to show you with YouTube that you know what is this momentum, with videos. So Wing Chun is belongs to this as the specialty. Wing Chun have this too. Because after Qi Ji Guang, after Qi Ji Guang, at that time, Qi Ji Guang said, thus, for the very unarmed combat, I have selected 32 types of crucial unarmed combat momentum. I have made them as a set. Every one of the 32 type of momentum could link to each other. One always transform from one type of momentum to another type of momentum to defeat the opponent. Okay. One momentum type could endlessly transform to another type of momentum when the transformations of one type momentum to the other type momentum is unpredictable and subtle. The opponents unable to predict the trend and the momentum transformation is named as superb. So this is the basic element of momentum. There are four of them. Okay. And the way how they play momentum, the one momentum transform to another momentum is with the five elements. And five element mean you give birth. So is to make use of incoming momentum. Example, this is to make use of the borrowing incoming momentum to power the desired momentum. For example, using a opponent's push to power a turning back kick. You push him away, it shoot back with you with your momentum. Okay, so they have five type of momentum play. Okay, or they call the five momentum handlings. Okay, the five ways of handling momentums. That's how they transform one momentum to another momentum. They're playing momentum game. So by the way, all what I'm sharing here in this YouTube is in my book here, okay? And you can go Amazon to check into the sample and whatever to look at what the heck they are. So at Qi Ji Guang time, he also classified the what he taught or what he trained his army as long fist, sword strike, and ground fighting. This four. One, two, three, four. This four major momentum type, it arranged into long fist, meaning long distance, short strike, meaning close by, and then the ground fight. Of course, this is not jujitsu. Okay. So you know that at that time the short strike they have takedown, okay? Single leg takedown as they show here. Now, so at that time, if you look at in today's language, this is practically MMA in 460 years ago in 1560. So The bottom line is fighting is a dynamically playing the momentum game with distance, angle, and level changes. It is a three-dimensional play. And of course, like in the this is the bong sao of Wing Chun. This is bong sao Wing Chun today is come out from this, but it's not like today. You standing down there doing bong sao. No. Or you forward pressure, whatever, doing bong sao. No. It is momentum transformed to another momentum. Okay? Now, so the entire thing is momentum game. And I'm going to show it in the video. So make sure you know what is momentum. When the rock roll down to you, what you want to aware is that momentum, not the rock. Oh, this rock is a red, this rock is yellow. It's not that. And as this is in the Sun Tzu, okay, let me share with you. So you see that Qi Ji Guang talk so much about momentum, and you see that it is a direct line transmissions or a link direct. It just following the Sun Tzu writing on in the military training. So as the Qi Ji Guang present here, it is based on traditional method and is not restricted by traditional method. So, okay, keep pace with the time. So, and then evidence-based and effective. So at his time when he need to fought that Japanese pirates, the thing have already evolved to this, you know, is an MMA 160 years ago. That means that they have to grow. They have to fought the different Japanese samurai and so forth. Yeah. So it never stop. It just grow because your opponent is going to grow. Okay? Now, so Sun Tzu and Qi Ji Guang talk about momentum. Okay, so he said that thus the momentum developed by good fighting men. So there's please do not use this energy, that energy, like this person who do translation. This is not energy. The Chinese 是 is mean momentum. So it is the momentum, P, in the physics form, mathematics form, the momentum developed by good fighting men is as the momentum of round stone roll down a mountain thousand of feet in height. So much on the subject of momentum, not energy. So people today have no idea what it is. Just go translate and accord to their own guessing. They put words inside there, and that just tell us they don't know. Now you talk about momentum here, mass multiplied by velocity. So how to develop that? In today's term, what is the functional training I need to do in order to play momentum game? Okay, functional game. You need to have a functional training to or condition the body in order to be able to play all this momentum game. Well, for Wing Chun, we are lucky that we have kept the Wing Chun 1850s Wing Chun riding. Okay. In Asia, right now, only really, really little people, a few have this. Majority is gone because this thing in mainland China has been destroyed in the cultural evolutions. So the Chinese today in China, zero. They don't have this. We have this in America. This is important, very critical for Wing Chun because the writing here show what is it? The Chinese martial arts. And of course, from this writing, we know that is from Qi Ji Guang, Shaolin, and so forth, so forth. As you can watch my other YouTube. Now, so if you look at the really beginning, okay, of the writing of the Lim Tower instructions. Now I want to say one thing. Today people try uh to distort things like, oh, the snake crane Wing Chun writing is the orders, and this is not Wing Chun everything. Those are called bullshit. They they are not understanding whatever it is. They don't have the identity or the evidence of they even know what the heck's going on in the history and what is happened to the arts. I got this, for example, not to show you off. I got this. This is from the 5 generations ago, trackable. That it is from the anti-Qing red boat with the anti-Qing salutation. So in today's language is the Chinese Freemasons identity secret code. Okay, so I'm the 5th generations. I know where it is. I know and then I get the transmissions of the what is this the content within this. You want to train something, you want to get result. If you don't get result, what the heck it is? So all those people who talk about the snake crane Wing Chun is the riding is the oldest, they have no idea what it is. So after this YouTube, you watch this YouTube, you go look at them. Okay? But people love to distort things to make money. So in this 1850s writing, the first line is say that if you don't know about the attacking and counter-attacking momentum, you are not you are in a improper positions, meaning that you need to know, what is the momentum play, the counter attack and attacking, and then it start with this before the instruction. Okay, so this is the instruction calling yourself back in the equal shoulder stand. Equal shoulder stand is your E.G. Kamyangma per today say. So before you start that sets or that training of the Xiu Lim Tao, you must know about the momentum fighting. And so this is the instruction here. The instruction here is that your eyes have to follow your hand follow your hand issue from your heart. Isn't it today everybody talk about in Wing Chun hand issue from heart? That is the first thing. So this hand issue from heart, this part, what is it about? That's about calling yourself back. Okay, so if you don't know about calling yourself back, what it is, I have described it really clearly here. If you don't know how to call yourself back, forget about it. And you can read any writing from Snake Crane Wing Chun, there are no such thing there. Okay, and somebody said Wing Chun is from Wang Chun Eternal Spring. There's no such thing there too. Calling yourself back. Okay, so you get to this details, this series, and then here, from here, okay, extend and contract and hard and soft. Here it is actually presenting. Remember, I said that how? So how do you implement it? You said momentum, momentum. How is the functional training? How to implement it? So this part, so this part is calling yourself back. This is you must have the functional training to play with the momentum. And only after that, you start with your Ijikamyama and so forth. It is known at my time and prior to my time. Any inner student, inner family student, inner circle student, you must not teach the student before you have all this momentum stuff. The fear is if you don't know this and you go learn the sets like today, it become dense because the soul is the momentum. Okay? So this thing, the functional training, okay, the contract and this contracting, extension, hard and soft, and of course, this one show you the characteristics of what is Wing Chun, the sticking body, short strike, okay, which I have already shared in other YouTube. This part, this part, this part of the writing is actually from the Shaolin short strike. Okay, it's from the Shaolin short strike. So this is extend and contracting. This is how so your body has to be able to to train in the extending, contracting like a tiger hopping up, like a tiger attacking and so forth. And then the body has to be able to shrink or contracting, extending to attack, and the entire body has to be like the tiger. You just when you spring out, you sprint out, entire body has to go, meaning that your body handling, the mass of your body handling is the first priority be, beside your hand techniques and so forth. Okay? So this is the functional training. It's written. And of course, it involves the breathing, the lower abs breathing. It involves how you need to handle your breathing in your body at fighting so that you can solidify your core and you can sprint outwards. Okay? So the teaching is there. That's why in Wing Chun, the Yi Kam which is actually training the entire back, it is exactly using the same muscle group you activate in your deadlift. That is the body of conditioning if you want to play with momentum. And this is in the Shaolin classic of the recycling momentum, as what I always show. This is how you want to handle your mass multiplied by velocity, back and forth, changing direction, and so forth. Okay, this is doing a slow speed for that, so you can see. And like we can use the resistance band today to further enhance this handling of momentum. So it is follow the teaching of this thing. Remember, like the tiger hop up, the tiger come back, and all those kind of the entire bodies. And of course, in today's, we can use the instrument like this, like you're using for training sprinting to train that momentum handling. Same with this, like the all these gadgets today we can use, and it has to be in multi-directional strength. Okay, and the training has to be training. At first, you always need to hit with the full force. The instruction here is you train with full force. The more you train, the more proficient with it. People look at it like you are soft, but you are not soft. You are actually doing full force. And so here you say that it is like you have your opponent in front of you, and you attack him and see how your body go in, your shoulder go in, your leg going in, because your shoulder has to go in, your leg has to go in. Wing Chun is a four-arm fighting art. You have four weapons there. Okay. The leg manage opponent, the body jamming tactical, and your two arms. So this two has to go in, and you have to do it full force for that training. This thing, this teaching, that's why when they implement with the wooden dummy is this. Look at the knee and the shoulder going in, full force crushing. If you don't have this training, you will not be able to do this. You will not be able to play with this type of momentum. Okay? Now, so you need all those conditioning. Now, let me share with you how is momentum looks like. A martial art is a martial art. A fighting art is a fighting art. It doesn't matter Chinese or Japanese or Western or whatever. Just look at the body. I already tell you here, all is the body conditioning, right? This is writing about your body. Your body has to be like the tiger, hop up, and the strength will be like the entire body going out, and then you train all this thing for your body handling, recycling momentum, body weight, and you want to smash the wooden dummy, not like today in the movie. I have the two hand, just playing all this dance. So in Western boxing, it's like that. I purposely put it in the slow motion. Don't look at the jab or the punch here. Look at the body. Isn't the body go in? Look at it carefully. So that is the momentum. It's like a rock coming toward you. It is not the rock. You want to look at that momentum. Okay? Say take down. Double leg take down. Look at it. Going in, changing direction. Look at the momentum. Again, So this is really one direction uh, uh, presentations of momentum, like the log roll down from the mountain. Now, in the real world, when you have two person, you have remember we said that there is one momentum switch to another momentum over here to fight the opponent, and then you have momentum transfer or the exchange of momentum. This is like it's only between you and the heavy bags and how you handle your money, handling your body to generate that momentum, okay, to power that strike. This is how you generate the momentum for takedown, and you just take him down, okay. Well, this is like in the real life where you have the momentums interactions. It is this fast, even it's already slowed down. Look at it again. Okay. So again here, see how the body extend out. KO. Just look at it again. String contract extend. KO. Extend. Now, so it is not that fist, that technique, is the entire body. Look at the body. That momentum, the mass multiplied by velocity in the different directions. Remember, Chi Chi Guang said it's a three-dimensional distance change, angle change, up and down. There is momentum. Look more in kick. Different type of momentum. You get one, you KO. You want to look at it fast? Look at it fast. You think that is the kicking, is punching. It's no, it's the entire body. That momentum is like the rolling stone down from the hill. Okay, so there's momentum. So momentum is mass multiplied by velocity. It is from is a three-dimensional stuff. Three-dimensional is like this. Is that straight? No, it's not straight. Is it straight? Straight line? One direction? No. How about this? Look at his body. So you have different type of momentum. So it's the three-dimensional stuff. It's like you look at this. Is that straight? It's always in the three-dimensional, changing the angle, changing the distance, changing the level. And the entire body go because you're playing with your body mass with your different type of velocity or angular velocity, linear velocity or angular. Okay, now you need to know the direction it comes, the intensity. The first punch, this intensity and this intensity are different intensity there. So momentum have so many things. It is not your posture, it's not your structure, it's not something called internal fudging, hand techniques, movement, motion. None of this is momentum. Look at today's Wing Chun. What are you doing? It's all this. I'm going to open up this for you. This is Wing Chun, typical. Standing in that stance, and this is how it is. You look at the body. Does there any momentum or a waving hand? With your techniques, okay? Are you really serious? Those are like this thing, 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 like this thing. Are you serious? So this is Ding Hao. This is Xi Xiaodong. Look at how when he do in the demo. This Xi Xiaodong. It looks good, right? So he was beating Xi Xiaodong in the demo, right? Forward pressure, pressure testing. Well, this is like your forward pressure and so forth, and this is the pressure testing. This is Ding Hao and somebody in Wing Chun. See, you have forward pressure, pressure testing, people hit you, blow you. Okay, looks good. The pressure testing, your whatever forward pressure looks good. Look at real world KO. Why? Just look at it clearly. Look at his body. After he kicks, he stood there with his back leg here. You look at Xi Xiaodong, he's coming in from a contract body, extend into the body, push in. You look at him standing there, the body is there, try to take that thing. Usually it is like your cham kyu ma, you put your weight in the back. The next thing you know, you take a shot and KO. And it's just this fast. You don't see it, of course. You don't see the body, the momentum coming in. So, same thing with this guy, Li Gang, a Wing Chunner. Well, you only there standing there get beat up. You can do your 尋橋標指小念頭, whatever your 站桩, whatever your 起手. When you face the momentum, you're dead. That's why it is like what? The ancient Chinese is talking about this rock rolling down. with all what I just shared with you, I shared with you just now in Qi Ji Guang, in Sun Tzu, in all this thing, all right, cut down to the Wing Chun, everything, Shaolin, all this thing. But you think about flying pig, waving hand, okay? That's the reality. What to argue? So when Xi Xiaodong said, when Xi Xiaodong said Wing Chun is doing demonstration and the real thing is for thing, you look at his body. You see his body standing there, moving his arm, his body going in. He know his stuff. And what he critic that is meaning that Wing Chun have already somehow off the strict, going somewhere else. Okay. And there is momentum. There is the bottom line before even you want to practice your 少林頭尋橋標誌, or else you just doing demo because you don't know the momentum content. Okay. How can you par with other martial arts doing this kind of stuff? How can you do that? Or you can do this, the demo. You can go beat Xi Xiaodong there. Even Xi Xiaodong you can beat, you see? And then you can go this pressure testing, your forward pressure to his center line. Well, in the real life, it's just a few seconds. Same thing with this guy. So if you ask ChatGPT or anything today, you say that Wing Chun pressure testing is a process of applying practice techniques against resistant, non-compliant opponent in a safe, controlled environment. Just take a snapshot and read for yourself, okay? Is there anything got to do with that momentum base? Zero. Forward pressure is the philosophy and practice of maintaining constant, aggressive, direct momentum. Over here, it say talk about momentum, and then here right away it says structure, and then it's the aggressive momentum, and then maintaining the root from spine structure create a root. Those are forward pressure. Just think about it. This is momentum. Does it have any structure? Does does it have any structure? Any pressure? How about this? Does it any structure? Can you do any structure to prohibit this thing from take you down? How about this? Any structure? How about this? Any structure? So all this thing, pressure testing, forward pressure, the question is, are this reality stuff or somebody just formulated out something without really knowing what is going on? Doesn't know what is exists in the ancient China, what is Wing Chun, and what is happened today in the reality, and what is in the physics or sports science today? Obviously, no. Obviously, people just create their thing left and right for past 100 years. And if keeping talk about this pressure testing, like this guy asked me, Hendrik, are you think the pressure testing? Well, why don't you ask all these people, all this coach and all this people don't deal with those so-called pressure testing. People deal with momentum. Okay. So testing under momentum instead of testing under pressure. Here on Wing Chun must change it to testing under momentum. Will you be able to perform under momentum? Under your body momentum, your opponent's momentum. Will you be able to do that? It's a momentum play instead of forward pressure, or have the structure and all this thing. Can you handle this? Well, you cannot handle it. How can you handle thing like this? How can you handle thing like this? How can you handle things like this? You stand in your Ma triangle shape or a straight line. Can you handle that? They're changing direction because it's a three-dimensional play. How about this? When the body going in. So it's just time to change it. Forget about this pressure, forward pressure. It should be momentum play. Forget about this testing under pressure. It should be testing under momentum. Only that way you can par with other people, and only that way you can understand what is the real Wing Chun is about. One bad thing is about Tai Chi. All this Tai Chi have their theory about the body should be light and nimble, feather could not be land, and fell whatever heck, and then all this balance, double weight, and all this thing, you can take a snapshot. I don't want to read it. And you're like, this guy, the bird will not be able to fly. They can stick with it. The Neijing, okay? And then they have the internal power to beat the watermelon, okay? And then they have the special, the flow like water, the Tai Chi way, hand techniques, the Fa Jing, all this thing. The reality is this: 8 seconds, the same guy, 8 seconds. So when are we going to wake up? It's nothing to do with Wing Chun's problem. Is we today do not really serious on learning thing and keeping have all this grandmaster, get grandmaster, everybody want to be grandmaster, and then put out this mind power, structure power, all this thing, and you go to fantasy directions, and then you try to act macho or testing under pressure or forward pressure. Can you face the real MMA boxer and everything? Of course you can. And then somebody even say, we have this internal Tai Chi, Wing Chun, and everything. You see all this thing? Or just go like the other day, people send me a YouTube talk about, oh, we do this lan sao, and people punch you, we do this lan sao. It is just really sad. So I put this today. For those who really want to see the reality, it's time to change. Or else you know you have no can do, man. When you're facing those real guy, like Si Xiaodong said, you're doing demo for the real fight. It's not like that. So Si Xiaodong is right. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. You change. You correct it. It doesn't mean that you cannot correct and make better. Even Qi Ji Guang correct himself, his army, and make better. So why is so difficult to face the reality, to face what is Wing Chun, what is Chinese martial art, and to face that it is all momentum based. Why is it so difficult? Everybody want his lineage, this grandmaster, and I'm a grandmaster too, and I'm this. I can do this. I can fight with your hand, not with your mouth. Do you even know what you are talking about? So this is what I like to share with you. I know I have no pullback in this YouTube, but I did not attack anybody. But I just want to solve this problem once for all. Or else you don't have Wing Chun. Don't kid yourself. And stop to have those internal bullshit. Okay, internal Tai Chi bullshit is only to bring you to even to your fall even faster.